everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz, and here we celebrate dolls, toys, and games from every time era. If you love dolls and toys like I do, and the stories they carry with them through time, well, you're in the right place. From restoring and sewing to collecting and displaying, I just love bringing these treasures back to life. So won't you come on into my doll studio, grab you a cozy chair, and join us for some tutorials, thrift hauls, and some chats about all things nostalgic and collectible. Today I got a box in the mail, and while I'm opening it, I just want to take a moment because a few of you have told me my videos help you unwind and ease anxiety, and that does truly mean the world to me because this space helps me to do the same. So I'm always learning and improving, especially with editing my videos and staying consistent with uploading. So thank you guys for being patient with me and my slow pace of talking and uploading, and my occasional tangents, which aren't occasional, they happen often. So let's get started here. I got two Popples here. Now these are the reproductions from 2001. This one is Polka Dotty. The other one is called Pinwheel Penny. And I think you can see on the top, Pinwheel Penny has shorter hair and her little puff ball on her tail is shorter. And I think she may have been put in too high of heat in the dryer. And that can happen. That's why for my stuffed animals, especially the ones with the longer pile fur, I hesitate to put them in the dryer. If they just have the polyfill, they can air dry pretty well and surprisingly quickly. If you're not comfortable with that when you go to do yours, you can put them on the delicate or the air fluff. I throw mine in the wash on a quick wash in a pillowcase, and I put them over into the dryer if they're the older, and I'm not sure what might be inside. I put them over on low. As I said, they're not the original 80s versions, but they're very colorful and cheerful here in my 80s and 90s room. I don't think I'm going to replace the fur. I think they cleaned up really well. Her nose is missing the orange flocking, but I don't think that's a problem either. I don't think it's something that's glaring that you can't still enjoy her. And sometimes I have to remember, leave well enough alone, Liz. Plus I got tons of other projects. So while I was washing and letting these dry, I actually worked on my pajama doll here. So I filled it up with just polyfill in the back because there's a zipper in the back, which kids were meant to put pajamas in overnight. She was missing her shoes. I think I did that actually. I don't know where they're at. So I just sewed her some simple ones out of purple felt and glued on some pink pom-poms. I don't think you can really tell unless you had this. You may not even notice that these aren't the regular shoes. And I gave her these pom-poms to juggle. I just strung them on a string so she'd have something to hold, and she had smaller pink pom-poms on her suit, but I took those off and put the yellow so that all went together. This looked like that it was all meant to be. And then I put one on top of her hat that I made for her out of pink felt. Put little small ones around, and I filled that with polyfill. And she has a cord for hanging, so I did not cut that. I figured that will be very handy, even if I'm not using her for pajamas. And I cleaned her up I cleaned her vinyl up and blushed her cheeks and her nose and washed her hair, gave her hair a little bit of a trim. So I have several of the vinyl Precious Moments dolls that I need to work on, and they're not really in such bad shape. So you'll be seeing more of these. I have to be honest, I was not a fan in the very beginning of Precious Moments. They've just kind of grown on me. And they just remind me a lot of the 80s and the 90s. So I think they have a place here in the 80s and the 90s, little room here. So 80s kids will remember these. I don't remember being this small. Sometimes when they reproduce something, they make it a little bit smaller. Or maybe just because I'm big now, and when I was little, everything was big. But I had a Popples sewing pattern before I got these because I was determined to use up some of my fun fur, the bright colors and stuff that I have saved back. And I love getting the sewing patterns, even if I don't intend on using them, because I collect the sewing patterns as well. The art on the front is often really fun. If there is a toy that was very popular in the 80s or the 90s, you would see a pattern for it so that some creative mom or grandma could make a toy, especially if it was an expensive toy or very popular. So you would tell your grandma or your mom, I really want a Popple. And then they would say, I got you. And then they would pop up with a version that they created. And my mom did this. So I have there's a place in my heart for these little goofball things that are not really knockoffs because the pattern is Popples, but they're just kind of off. And so I thought, I'm going to make my own, and I think I'll call them Pooples because they won't be so great. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the Popples, and I think they add a really nice, cheerful splash of color here. Thank you guys, as always, for coming by and spending time with me and seeing what I'm up to. Half the time, I don't even know. And I hope you guys have a magical day. Bye-bye.